call this meeting to order. We ask all of you to stand and we say the pledge together.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. What's your pleasure on the agenda?
I move to approve.
Support.
Okay. Any additions or corrections? All right. All in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The agenda is approved. And then what's your pleasure on the minutes from the last meeting?
Move to approve.
Support.
A motion from Mark, support from Kathy to approve the minutes of the last meeting. Any additions or corrections? All in favor of the motion to approve the minutes, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The motion is carried. The minutes are approved. So now we are looking at the bills.
I move we approve the accounts payable dated March 5th for the total of $329,217.06.
Support.
Okay. Does that include the,
No, the payroll?
no.
The
The EFTs.
Yeah. So is that part of the payroll or is that part of the bills?
This is just for accounts payable. That 329 is just accounts payable.
That's the 241,1244,
And the EFT.
88,
Okay.
462 for 329,217.06.
That answers my question.
Okay.
It does include the EFTs then.
Yes.
Okay. Well, motion and a support. I need just a couple minutes to look over the bills. I see a bill here to Raymond Robson. How is that going? Or
Good.
okay.
I almost have everything given to them. And then I have till like the 24th of this month. And then after they review, then I'll be their request.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Okay. All in favor then of approving the payment of the bills, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no. They're approved. does work better, Kathy.
Does two-way traffic is a little confusing.
Okay, so now we have the payroll.
I'd move that we pay the payroll dated March 12th in the amount of $136,171.10.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion from Kathy and a support from Mark to approve the payroll of 3/12/26 in the amount of $136,171.10. Any questions here? Okay, all in favor of approving the payroll, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Payroll is approved. Okay, so we'll go to the treasurer's report.
Beginning cash and investment balance is $2,660,897.33. Total receipts was $686,699.59. Total in bills and payroll is $465,388.16. CD reserve for 2 trucks is $701,340.52. Ending available fund balance is $2,180,868.24. And outstanding accounts payable is $4,675.89.
Okay. Any questions on the treasurer's report? All right, thank you for that report. Seeing that we have nothing under standing orders, I'll open the floor for public comments. Would ask you to state your name and you have up to 5 minutes to make your comments if you want to address this under public comment. So.
Okay, hi, Doug Whitler from Lake Diane. We were at the same meeting last night.
We were.
Yeah, so you're prepared. Bob was with me last year, and he's kind of prepared. But here's the skinny, and I don't know how many of you were on the board when East Diane got paved. Could you show me who was all on the board?
I was the only one, and I had just come on at that point in time.
Oh, really?
I started in 2021.
Okay, so if I may, give a little history on it so everybody knows how it all went about. I spent 3 years getting petitions and working with, was it John, your predecessor, 3 years to try to get the project done. And we did. And the great thing about it was when the project was done, special assessment district was set up. All the homeowners have paid for, are in the process of paying for all of East Diane, View Drive, Dale Drive. Those are the main roads that we're paying for. My personal assessment is $38,000. Okay, so I've got a pretty significant investment in it. And then the township, God bless them, stepped up and they paid to have cellars paved. The county's contribution was to do the dirt work and to get it prepped for paving. Okay, so the county didn't, well, I think they did in the latter when we finished it up. It's only 4 years old. It's deteriorating, okay? You can understand the frustration of all the people that are putting in like $38,000. There's one guy putting in $95,000, okay? The agreement when it was done is that we pay for it and the county maintains it, okay? So we're definitely at the state of maintaining. Now, I understand the county's constraints and budgetary issues and everything else. I'm not looking at spending a ton of money on this, but I am asking the board and Bob
to work with us in coming up with a significant and timely maintenance program to prolong the use of that road. Part of the problems that we're having right now, and I do have a construction background, been in it for 40 years, I'm mainly in concrete, but I do highways, roads, and everything else all the time. I think one of the major contributors to our deterioration is we're not sealing the cracks in a timely fashion. Happens in the wintertime, we get a saturated subgrade, we get more water under the surface, we get freezing water, we get ice, we get pressure, we get additional cracks. So by not sealing them more quickly, we're exacerbating the problem, okay? There's a couple sections that really need to be looked at, and maybe not just sealing, but maybe some structural repair would be in order to try to get it to the point to where we can just do standard maintenance and hopefully have this thing get out at least until we pay it off, you know, for another 6 years in decent shape, and then hopefully maybe another 10 years of life after that, maybe longer, okay? As I see it, the one main concern we really have to look at is the edges. The edges on Sellers Road are really deteriorating more quickly. We even have about 100, maybe even a 200-foot section now that looks like it could be shearing off to the north, right as you turn off of Hillsdale Road onto Sellers. So that's the section that may need some real analysis, because we certainly don't want to put lipstick on a pig and end up having a year later to have the same problem. I'm all about assisting. I'm all about helping and doing everything I can to assist you guys in doing this and making the people that are doing the investment happy, the county happy, and the township happy. What I would propose is, if Bob could come meet with me out there again, us go through the cracks that we believe need to be dealt with, the structure that needs to be dealt with, and just let's get it done. But my projection is, and what I'd like to do is see if we can get this done by Memorial Day, so that when the majority of the lake traffic comes, they see the improvements, they see we're doing what we said we would do, and everybody calms down. You know, that's the goal, because we all work better together when everybody's calm. So some of these simple improvements and things that we could show that we're paying attention are important. Bob also saw the ditch that is a major problem on my side of the property on View Drive. We talked last year, we figured we needed to lower the pipe, and what we have there existing we think can work. It's just that when they set the main drain pipe or the culvert, it's too high. It's not draining, or it's too low. No, it's too high. It's too high. It needs to be lower. And we think that'll solve the problem. We can widen the ditch. I'm happy to assist there. I mean, I paid for rocks and stuff last time. I'll do it again, okay? Just want to correct it because we have serious ponding, all right? I have a couple pictures. My yard got flooded yesterday, but that was an exceptional rain, so I understand about that. But we can, I want to address that as well. And then there's one last thing I'd like to talk about, okay? And I've watched this go down for a couple of years, and I've been pretty silent about it. But now it's gotten to the point where it's an irritation. People can do things without asking for permission and without getting permits, and people can look the other way, and then they pay a little fine, and then they go away. But I'm telling you what, we had those ditches on Sellers Road and on East Diane on Blaine's property that were in place before he started reworking the dirt. And he filled them ditches in. We all know he filled those ditches in. And there has been no effort to restore, no effort to put it back. And if I may approach the board or give you my phone, I want to show you what's happening. Because this has been happening. May I show you the answers? This is what's troubling. That's what we're dealing with now. Okay?
Yep.
And when he shovels that off, he just creates a bigger lip. So every time it rains, the water don't have anywhere to go but come back to the road. And now, because of the grade that he has on some of this ground, we're getting washed out into the road.
Yep.
Okay.
He actually called me on that the other day, that he recognized that having the silt fence right there. And that silt fence with the water let loose. And so then he went back out there, and it was cleaning that off.
You would agree that those ditches are not in the shape that you want them, I want them, or the township would want them for being proper drainage for that area.
We're still working with him on that, especially up at Sellers and where the foam ped's at. That from that down, he's gonna have to do some more work.
But what I don't understand is we did a project, you guys have authority to put those ditches in, we did it, it was done. Why does he have the authority to fill them in? He doesn't.
He can't just fill them in to where it pushes water out on the road. Now, as long as it retains the water, that's what the ditches are for. It retains water and takes them down to that pond. You know, but that's what we're working on.
Okay, but it needs to be more than what it is. Agreed?
I agree. I talked to him yesterday.
All right, there's no ditches at all. At all.
It's gonna have to be from that foam bed down, will have to be ditched to keep the water.
So, you know, that is, that whole area over there, that's his deal. But there's no permits, there's no permission, there's no nothing on it. All this stuff is being addressed after the fact, not before he does anything. And those are issues, okay? If you notice, y'all know that if you do any dirt work within 500 feet of a waterway or a lake, you gotta have a permit and you gotta have silt fence. You've been down there. You see any silt fence along that lake? No. Okay. I just want people to be held accountable for the things that they're doing to go against our investment. Your investment, my investment, the township's investment. There has to be a little bit more teeth in it. And quite, Bob, you know, I'm just being straight. There's certain things that don't require negotiation. Okay, you want to work with people, you want to do what makes sense. Like you say, if you can get it to drain down there, maybe you don't have to put as big a ditches in. Okay, I understand that. But the key is there has to be ditches. Okay? And there's something that I'm trying to help set up a very cost-effective program to address all these issues I've outlined, to where we can make everybody feel as though we're keeping our words and we're making progress. That's my comments, that's my request. If it's at all possible for us to get a plan together to seal cracks and address the structure before Memorial Day, I think it would be a great thing for all of us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Mr. Commissioner, do you have any comments?
No, I don't think you.
Okay. All right.
I know it's just a public comment, but would it be best for me and Bob to have a phone call after this and try to schedule something?
Oh, easy. I won't be able to today, but.
No.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm busy too. Okay, I'm not one of them guys, Bob. I'll work with you.
just so you know, the township and Blaine have a contract to do chip seal on East Diane this year.
No, they do not.
I have
No,
a
they
signed
do.
one.
No, they do not. And you were at the meeting last night. It was discussed. Now, here's my situation.
Okay, I should say they have it. Now, whether they elect to sign it is.
Look, here's my comments on the chip and seal. All right? I'm not opposed to chip and seal, but that isn't our problem right now. Our problem is structural, and our problem is the cracking. We need to address those first before we talk about a surface situation, and now I'm speaking from experience, okay? We need to address the cracks, we need to address the structural, because if we put chip and seal on it now, we're putting lipstick on the pig, okay? I am not opposed to increasing the service life with chip and seal, okay? But we're getting the cart ahead of the horse.
Yeah, I think the best thing would be for you to talk with Bob at some other time. So we thank you for coming and bringing these issues to our attention.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, manager's report, comments.
Okay, I've got a few. Two of them are listed on here just so that they weren't forgot or dropped off. I believe y'all got in your packet, this was all the equipment with the hours, miles, you know, all that kind of stuff, the year models. And then on the bottom of the second page, kind of shows what we've talked about and would like to get this year. However, until we see the funding actually come in to warrant it, we're looking at, or I'm asking that you allow us to look at getting the one tandem plow truck, which would go to the state trunk lines and the state would reimburse us for that, and the 2 pickup trucks. Other than that, I think we're gonna need to hold off on the other stuff until we, like I said, we see the funding improve. The reason for the pickup trucks is we had one go down with the engine. It's not repairable, not worth fixing, so we need to replace that one. And then also we got another one that's in pretty rough shape, but it's still usable, it'd be usable by the crews. We can hand it down to the crews to get out to the job sites and stuff until it actually gives up the ghost. And then we would look at selling or auctioning off both of those, the blown engine and that one at some point. So really, that's the average truck pickup is the 70,000. That comes with a toolbox in the back, a winch, or not a winch, a front plow, and everything that would normally come with the pickups that we ordered. So we're looking at 140 there, and probably 400 for the tandem, which half of that basically would probably get built this year for the cabin chassis, and then the build, we won't even see it until next year anyway. So the build is about 125, somewhere in there, which we wouldn't see that build until next year anyway. Just wanted to get your thoughts on that. And
So you're thinking about 8604, the 2021 Sterling, replacing that, it's got the most hours on
Most
it.
miles.
Number 29.
I don't know if that's actually the one that Joe's selected, because there's one that we're having issues with that might not be the highest mileage, but these are ours.
But it's the one that's got the most issues.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be one of those 3 that are highlighted that is the spare trucks.
Okay.
It could be that one, but I got a feeling it's one of the others, the 12,000 hour, because there were some issues. Eventually, hopefully all those Sterlings can get out of the system, because we have nothing but problems with.
You don't like Sterlings.
Well,
I like Sterlings.
well,
I drove Sterlings and they were a good truck.
well, and yes, I would say they're a good truck. They're a hard truck to get parts for now.
Well, yeah, that's because, like everything else,
But
they've been bought out.
so anyway, we would take the worst condition tandem plow truck
Yep.
and order a new one for the state. And then for the pickups, it would be 8310 and 8307 is the one
That's Jeff's.
that blew up.
Yeah.
And so we would push the one down to him and push the new one to Kevin and the new one to Joe, and move that one, Joe's to the crews to use. And like I said, for the 1-tons, yes, I would like to get a couple, but I think the pickup, especially with the one going down, the pickups are most needed right now.
Just for conversation purposes, have you considered purchasing a pickup, like a 1500 or F-150 or whatever that's come off of a lease, instead of going with a new?
I've never been big on lease for a fleet like this.
No, I'm not talking about leasing one, I'm talking about buying basically a used.
We could, I mean, but again, it would need to be probably 2,500, because they get passed down to the crews, and normally there's a plow on them so they can plow intersections and cul-de-sacs and all the bridges that we can't go over. So we need the plow on it, the 1500s just don't handle it.
No, I know, you don't you want either a 3/4 ton or a 1 ton.
Yeah. And the 1 tons are pretty rough, just in general driving, when you're not plowing,
Well,
they're
yeah,
pretty
some
rough.
of them are, got some age in them.
Yeah.
And some miles.
So I have a question in terms of getting trucks today. From the time we order a truck until it would arrive, how long can we expect?
The pickup's not long. But you order them, and there's specific ones that do the my deal, and so I forget which dealer we got, like the quote from them. That's fairly quick. The tandem truck, I would say the cabin chassis is still probably at least 6 to 7 months, and then the build is probably another 6 months. So you're really looking at a year. At one point, it was like out 2 and 3 years back a while ago to get a fully complete truck.
Are you looking at replacing them with a Western Star again, or?
Yes. And I would say that just like we got the other one, Western Star with the swap loader
No, you're going
configuration, and then any one of them can use any one of those swap loader.
your boxes.
Yep.
Which that makes sense.
And like I said, in the past, we've talked about it, if you buy one tandem truck a year, the state will reimburse 100% of all of them, and then the 6th year goes to the county, and the state basically is reimbursed the entire cost.
Kathy, do you think we ought to get one with a wing on it?
Only if they all get trained better on exactly how to use them.
But yes, I
knew that
would
was
say wing.
I knew that was coming.
So we have quite a few Peterbilts, looks like we were buying Peterbilts, and now we're buying Western Stars, is there a reason for that?
I'm not sure about here. At one point, it was just Peterbilt was only out of basically for this area, Grand Rapids, and it's just a long way they're a good truck. I like Peterbilts. It's just a long way to get something fixed if you have it under warranty. And
But what about the longevity of a Peterbilt versus a Western Star?
I think the Western Star, the 4700 series and the 47, they call it XX, I think are just as solid anymore. I mean, the reason a lot of people went to the Western Star because they still had the one module that's in the truck, and you didn't have all the body control modules that controls everything, and so it was much easier to deal with. It didn't have as many electronic breakdowns and
I think the Western Star is actually a vocational truck.
yes,
Where the Peterbilt is more of a road tractor.
What do you mean a vocational truck?
Like a cement mixer.
like meant for
garbage truck.
heavier. It's not an over the road truck.
Okay.
The Peterbilts are nice. They're solid.
Yeah, but aren't you having trouble with the hoods on
Only when the tire blows out.
them? Well,
I don't think that's a huge issue. It's really the ease of repair, the ease of getting it done, the ease of getting parts, which now they've got, I think, a thing in Battle Creek that we can at least get parts
for the
Peterbilt. Probably when they were buying these back in 2021, they were going all the way to Grand Rapids to get things. But a lot of counties were going with Peterbilts during that time, and now everybody's kind of switched back to everybody had International at one time.
Yeah.
And then they kind of went to Sterling. Then they went to Peterbilt. Now they've gone to Western Star.
Well, MDOT ran internationals. I see they're going to Western Stars now.
Western Star is still kind of I don't want to say it's a simple system, but it is a lot more user friendly than.
What are the engines in them?
Are
they Cats or Cummins?
The Western
Some
Star.
of them are Detroit's.
Or Detroit diesels?
I believe Detroit, yeah, and the Western Star.
Is that the engine we want?
We haven't had any issues with them.
But don't get what's the international Power Max,
Yeah.
Star, whatever. You don't want one of them.
So do all of our trucks have Detroit diesels? in them?
No, every time you switch a brand, pretty much they've got a different engine.
So do the Peterbilts have cats?
No. Peterbilt, I wanna say Peterbilt has Cummins.
Some of the Sterlings have got cats.
So I have a couple of questions. So on the big trucks, the tandems,
Mhm.
which one in here is the one that was bought from the city of Hillsdale about the time I arrived on the board in early '21?
That one, I believe,
It's
is,
the International.
no, I think it's the Western Star. It's the one Jesse Rice has, number 7, cause that's only got 489 miles, cause they didn't have many hours. Say it's hours, not miles.
Did he ask which one we bought from the county?
The city.
No, from the city of Hillsdale.
I don't think
From
it
the
can be
city?
that one, Bob,
We didn't
because
buy any, since I've been here, we bought nothing from the city of
No, this was
Hillsdale.
before.
Well, that would've been
Yes.
before.
there was
And
one
this
that
is
would have been
Jesse's-
bought either in 20 or 21, because that Jesse Rice truck is a
Yeah.
22 truck.
It's the blue truck,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, it's the
Number
blue
12.
one, exactly.
It's 24,
So which one's that?
86,
It's something on the
36.
county, I wasn't here when it happened.
It's the one Tim Horn drives.
Tim?
It's down here, that's the one
International.
international.
That was
Yeah.
06?
Yep.
Seems like that one had a lot less hours. For some reason, we were just talking about that. But it's definitely down on the county side, but it's still in good shape. I don't think we need to do
I
anything with
remember
it.
Bob Godfrey saying he wished Hillsdale would sell us another one. I think it's been a good trip.
No, most of them are. I mean, every one of these, whether it's a Freightliner, Volvo, Sterling, every one of them are decent trucks. I mean, as long as you take care of them.
You got the one you bought from the city of Litchfield too, the single axle. I think that's an International. I don't see that one on here.
Only one international left.
Yeah, that's the one Tim Horn's got, the International.
But that one you only use, I think, when you're doing.
That's where we put the brine tank in it, and it hauls the skid steer,
Yeah,
trailer.
Yeah, you got the trailer behind it.
Yep.
When you're putting culverts in and stuff like that.
And that one's still very good for that, so it's not a.
On the pickups,
Huh?
Joe Kramer, he's mechanic, or head of the,
He's fleet manager.
oh, and then Jeff Maxon is our safety.
Yep.
And so those two have trucks they take home with them, or they
They're
come
on
to work?
standby, yep.
During call.
Joe's is like rusted out, pretty rough shape. I mean, it's still mechanically sound, and it'd be easy to hand down to the crews to let them get out to different projects. But
And Joe, because he's on call in case truck breaks down, that's why he has a
he's on
pickup?
the total rotation for all the foremen. He's one of them that takes a week every month and
A week or a weekend?
a week.
You take a week.
Sometimes, depending on the month, some of them have 2 weeks that month. Depends on how the rotation goes, but.
So my question here is probably, is it something that they only need that truck for the week that they're on call versus having a truck full-time? And why
No,
don't we
he runs
rotate some of
to
these?
get parts, he runs to take vehicles to the shop, pick somebody else back up. He
But
uses-
during work hours?
Yes,
So kind of back to that they wouldn't have to take them home.
I don't even want to get into that on this one, we're just looking to.
So with the two trucks, the two pickups that you're talking about replacing
Mhm.
are the two at the bottom of this sheet, the 2008, the two 2008 Fords, or not?
Yeah, those are the 1 tons.
Oh, you're on 1 tons.
Okay,
The group up above with the red and the blue and the pink
yep,
is the pickups. And so we're looking to replace the red number 6, that's the one that's got the blown engine.
okay,
And then also the number 2 for Kevin, and then he would push that one down to Joe, and Joe's would go to the crews.
all right.
I thought Kevin's was gonna go to Jeff's.
Oh, sorry, yes,
Yeah,
yes, sorry.
Kevin's is
Kevin's
going to
Jeff.
Jeff,
Yes,
and
yes.
Joe's is going to the cruise.
Well, my thoughts are with two of our 5 board members not here today. You know, I just as soon prefer that we wait to make a decision until we have.
So I'm not asking for a motion or permission right now, this is to tell you this is what we would
Okay.
like to do.
Okay, all right,
The other thing is we are short a pickup truck now because of that one blowing up, but right now we've got him driving a 1-ton to whatever he needs to do.
okay. Well, I appreciate getting this report.
Yeah, you guys did some work compiling this.
This is good.
Joe and Heather did a lot, right? Katie pitched in there too, didn't you, or not?
I won't take any of that.
Okay.
Oh, one other question I've got.
I won't take their.
If Jeff gets Kevin's truck with the plow, does he go out and plow?
Yep.
Okay,
And they plowed it here.
yeah.
Him and Gunner normally will jump in
Everybody-
either one of those trucks or the skid steer, and the other one jumps in the truck, and everybody tries to clear this.
Cleaned up before the trucks pack it all down.
Get the office parking done before everybody comes in. And
So on here, it says new 1-ton state purchase, we can buy 1-tons and put them on the state?
yes, there's 2 1-tons assigned to the state, and so we would bump them. Right now, if you look underneath there's 2 that say state.
Yep,
Those would bump to the county, and the 2 new ones would then be the state
okay.
to get reimbursed.
2022 to 20.
And that's the other thing with Kevin's, also gets probably half of that gets reimbursed from the state because he does the state trunk lines
On the pickup.
on the pickup.
Because he is the foreman through the state roads.
But until your money shores up, you're not looking to replace those 1-tons?
No, the 1-tons or another used high reach.
High reach.
I think we need to push until we
And
see what's coming in.
and because you're down one of the 1500s, or well, it's a 1500 that's got the blown engine. Do you need to replace that sooner versus later, or running around in a 1-ton's okay?
I would like to purchase that sooner than later.
So is that something we need to act on today?
Do you have,
You can,
do you have the price?
because we don't have to, yes, I've got the my deal pricing, but we don't have to get them both at the same time, because they don't give you a break for buying multiples.
Right,
That's still my deal, and that's what it is. Let's see here.
So you had talked about buying GMCs. Comparably equipped, how much less money could you buy a Chevy versus a GMC?
We just have to ask them. It's gonna be the same dealer, because they're the my deal. They're the ones that got the my deal contract for pickups, basically, or light equipment.
Probably right now, the GMC is the cheaper of the lot versus the
I
Ford.
don't know about that, but let's see.
Oh, yeah, well, then, let's have a conversation about that.
Well, they're all gonna be in the same ballpark, so,
Okay.
do
so
you
this
want,
one's,
do you wanna bring that information back to the next meeting? Can we
Okay.
do it at the next meeting, is that soon enough?
yeah, we can.
What,
It
does that
winds
make
up being
sense?
$69,958.
For both trucks?
That's per truck.
That's
So that's got the plow already on it, that's got the toolbox already in it. The lighting,
What flavor of the truck?
that's a GMC.
What about a Chevy?
We only have the one for GMC.
Oh, really? What about a Ford?
We only have the one for GMC, I don't know. We would have to ask.
Yeah, I think it's, the best thing for us to do is to, defer this until the next meeting.
And you guys can decide.
Well, you're not gonna be here?
Bob's gonna be back?
No.
No. So Mike's
Well,
gonna
we
have
were
to be.
gonna talk about this afterwards.
Okay,
but-
okay, all right, sorry, yep, okay. All right,
But,
All right,
yeah,
moving on.
thank you for
Okay.
putting it together.
Yeah.
Like I said, Joe and Heather
That's a very
did a
good,
lot of,
a very good, I think you asked for this.
I did.
Kathy,
You did.
You did?
Kathy and I.
it just took a little bit to get it put together.
Well, yeah, you gotta put it all together. It's almost
So then
like-
I guess the policy for the board meeting, public comments, you had some questions on and held on it last meeting?
Right.
We were gonna try to figure out the time, wasn't we, that was allowed for,
Well, that was one issue that I raised, and then there was another issue too.
So the time can really be whatever you guys want. I mean, that's just kind of some places do a 5 minute on the first and non-agenda items and a 3 minute on the second for anything. That's just after talking with Bob Godfrey, he recommended staying with the 5, but
in here, does it still have that the first public comments have to be on, the first public comments have to be on agenda items only, second public comment on anything?
Nothing has changed on this.
Yeah, we didn't change anything on it. So, because I just wanted to get the clarification, but it's the first is non-agenda item, or agenda items. So that way they don't discuss things or bring things up before you've even
Right.
addressed them.
Well, again, whatever the board wants to do, the concern I have is the gentleman here wouldn't have been able to talk until the end of the meeting, and he had to sit through the whole meeting before he got to talk.
On here, it starts with non-agenda meeting. Public comment.
Okay, but what he was bringing up isn't on the agenda.
Oh, so we do non-agenda items first. Okay, all right, okay, usually it's agenda items first, okay,
that's
Okay.
what,
Oh, I've always known it to be non-agenda so that they don't,
okay,
like I said, bring and talk about things
okay.
before you've even made a.
okay.
Well, I guess so in addition to the time, the other thing that I have a concern about is, section B at the top of the second page. The members of the public in attendance at a board meeting shall be given the opportunity to address the board on any agenda item only after being recognized by the chair or the acting chair. After a motion has been made and duly seconded and prior to board discussion on the item. All comments, statements, or questions will be directed to the board. Once the board begins its discussion on the motion, there will be no further public comment unless specifically requested by the board. So what concerns me is my interpretation of this is that people in attendance would have the ability to give input on any item that got brought up during the course of the meeting.
If the board chair allows it. You don't have to.
Well, I think you're opening yourself up to Pandora's box.
I guess again,
yeah,
this is your policy, how you want to run it. This was just what we had based off of the old one, and I took some blurbs off of, I want to say it was Kalamazoo's that they had redone. If you don't like something, we'll change it or take it out but that was, the way I took it, that was to allow them to, if they had comments on a specific item, they could ask the chair to speak. The chair could say, no, thank you, and continue on. Or he can recognize them and let them speak. Whatever your pleasure is.
This is on the second public,
Yes.
No, this is during the meeting.
oh, during the meeting.
This
Yeah,
is
that's
during the
my
meeting.
understanding,
This
is during the meeting.
Oh,
Agenda items, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be during the meeting. And I would say we've actually done that.
Mm-hmm.
If we've
You
had
do
a
it quite
public-
often.
Multiple times.
we-
You might
we've
not
done
do the official recognize them, but if
Right.
somebody has a question in the middle of the meeting, you always seem to address them. So that's, again, it's whatever the flavor of the day is for you.
So we could pass it this way, and if it's not working, we can update it and change it.
You
correct,
can always,
correct, we can do that at any time.
So you didn't want the 5 minutes, Gary? Did you want it less than 5?
I prefer
Okay.
forward.
again, that's,
I'd split the difference with you, Gary.
Well, you
Well,
know.
he wanted 3.
some
4
town-
was already.
Yeah, some townships have
I know.
3,
I know,
but I think 4 is adequate.
yeah, I would
Fine.
agree with that. So we can,
to change it to 4.
yeah,
If it doesn't work, we can always change it back to 5.
yeah.
And that's for the first and second.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, we can make that change.
So do we want to, act on this now with these, or do we want to have a fresh, clean copy brought to us for us to adopt?
I mean, all it takes is to change it and print it back out, and you can sign it today.
That's fine. I would move that we adopt the policy as changed.
I'll support.
Okay. Have a motion of support to adopt policy 109 with the changing of the presentation time to 4 minutes on 2 different areas. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion to adopt policy 109 with these changes, say aye.
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 Opposed, no. It's approved.
Alright, moving on.
Okay, township content?
Oh, is that it for manager comments?
No,
Oh,
I've
yeah,
got,
yeah.
Oh, that,
He's on it.
I've got more
That's
oh,
what I don't want.
well, if you got more, let's hear
here.
it.
Okay, so,
Carry on.
these are the updates from Heather and Kevin on what we're doing
Yeah,
with
we want-
projects.
we want.
And so you'll get a copy of this too.
Okay.
And what Heather's done is she's taken Kevin's comments, cause some of them are kind of vague and basic, and we're gonna add these onto this for the one that she sends out to everybody.
Perfect, okay, thank you.
So for Kevin first, we still have to finish Gilmore Road from last year. Basically, there's a very little bit of ditching left, but it's really resurfacing with the gravel. We didn't wanna do that prior to winter and then blade it all off in the ditch, cause it hadn't been compacted or nothing.
So what township is that in?
It's 2, it's a,
Is it-
Is that a border?
yup,
Yeah, that's Reading and,
oh,
is it Cambria?
Cambria.
I
I
think it's
believe.
Cambria.
Reading and Cambria.
I can't think about it.
So basically, I mean, there's, like I said, there's a little bit of ditching, but mostly it's just putting the gravel down to finish up that contract. The state workers are out doing coal patch, we're trimming brush, filling in washouts on the shoulders, all that kind of stuff. The other guys are out because they're cutting trees, doing the canopies, doing our service requests that we got for trees, coal patching, grinding the stumps that are doing. We're still getting some salt in, but I think we're about done with this year's allotment, and then we'll go from next year. Let's see. They've been out, this week they've been out scraping the roads. They're still really soft, so they gotta be careful on how they're doing it. And I realize they're all potholed up and they're very, very bad shape. They scraped up quite a few of them over the last 3 or 4 days. But again, we're gonna have to be careful on selecting, where to scrape and to get the water off and stuff.
I will say I had a township ask me, cause they saw the graders were out, it's like, they're not, this isn't how they're grading and then they're gonna, no, this is just when, no, we will be back to prep them before grinding.
Smoothing up.
Yeah.
This is just trying to peel them in a little bit without causing more damage, because technically there's still some frost in the ground.
Correct. Yeah.
We had a contractor the other day talk to us and said he dug a culvert up and went down about 2 foot, just perfectly fine, replaced it, but the 2 foot below it was still frost. And so when you trap that moisture, that's when we're gonna blow out roads.
Yeah.
That's gonna lead me into my next thing is frost laws. Cass and Branch have already removed their frost laws. We've been having a discussion between Lenawee, Washtenaw, Jackson, Calhoun, and us. Everybody's leaning towards the 16th. I'm still kind of leery on that. But if the rest of them, we don't need to be the lone island out there with the frost laws on. So we're gonna have to, I told Kevin, we wanted to look at it again tomorrow. We're gonna make a call tomorrow along with the other counties to say, is it gonna be the 16th or do we need to try to push it to 23rd or something?
I would err on the side of saving our roads, and with a cold weekend this weekend, does the push out make sense?
That's what we need. The Thawcaster, which is our little program that tells us it's got it in between should put it on and must put it on. It's kind of in the center there. So we will look at it, and if you're okay with extending it, both me and Kevin would prefer to push it out. But again, that's going to probably make us the lone island out there. Everybody else is taking them off. Probably across that bottom 1 or 2 rows of counties in the state, and we may be the only lone wolf out there.
Sterling Road, west of Walworth Road is blowing up.
Yeah, I drove Van Burt the other day, and it's good. Then all of a sudden there's just like little soft spots, and you get the heavy traffic on that, they're gonna blow it out. So.
Right. What's the detriment to us being the lone wolf?
Not much, other than CRA has really been pushing the last few years to get regions to go together, so that the trucking companies,
would appreciate it.
Appreciate
everybody
it.
Coming from another county into us would be loaded.
Or they'll have to go around us.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Or if they go through on the state trunk lines, fine, that's good.
Right.
And some of the farmers would be very upset.
It would seem like, with all of this rain that we've had this week, that it would, in warm weather, that it would take the last of the frost out of the ground.
The rain has helped, the rain helps suck the frost out.
Yeah.
However, the road still isn't dried out. And so the moisture's still in there, and when that heavy truck hits those spots, it can blow them out. And that's mine and Kevin's biggest
Especially on the gravel.
concern. Well, yeah, the gravels are the main things. I think most of the paved roads are decent, at least, and you don't have the pumping coming up through them, and so they aren't that bad. But yeah, the gravels I think would blow out fairly easy if we didn't.
Well, I would lean towards doing the right thing and pushing the other counties to do the right thing.
Okay. Well, then I guess we will get together tomorrow, and even if I need to give you guys a call individually to say yay or nay on the 16th or go to the 23rd. I personally would like to go to the 23rd, but. All right, let's see. As far as like all the culverts and everything that we're kind of working on or waiting on, we're waiting on some township contracts for Buckeye Road, Day Road, and Tamarack, to see how the townships want to work on those. the Somerset Road, the one that's closed. We're gonna set up a meeting with Eagle, us, and 2 members of the township board, to go out on site and see if we can discuss it with Eagle to hopefully maybe get that structure
Put it as a culvert.
back down to even if it's a larger culvert, but a culvert and not have to worry about the cost of a bridge. So we're gonna meet, at least Eagle's willing to, I think it's a new person, they're willing to come out and talk with us on site, so.
That's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with that one. But I did talk to the townships. I went to Bob Godfrey's 4 townships this past week, that was one of them. And so they picked 2 of their people that they wanted to be out there as part of the conversation, we'll make sure. So as soon as we get that set up, we'll let them know and we can do that. The Frontier Road, south of Bird, the culvert's here, we'll just, as weather lets us, we'll get that one replaced. Bacon Road, we've got quotes. As soon as weather allows, we'll have that one shipped. And then we'll have to have a crane on site and everything that's a pretty good size too. Crane on site to lift it off and do what we need. Let's see. The grade inspections, Heather's got the grade inspections done for the safety and the urban projects. She submitted the initial package for the various roads at Concord, Jonesville, and Territorial. And the grade inspection meeting is scheduled for that for March 17th, so next Tuesday. Let's see. The request for proposal for a design engineer for the Likely Road and the Morganville Road bridges are out. They're due back on April 2nd. So at that point, we'll see what we get for, quotes to design those. Even though that's a sealed bid, that's probably gonna be something where we open the bids, see what we've got, and then we're gonna have to probably come to the next meeting, after we review everything, is to ask for which one to select. So it won't be something that we open and do right there on the spot.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's see. Oh, Heather's.
She's probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking.
Oh, she said it isn't a sealed
It's
bid,
not a sealed
it's just
bid.
getting the quotes in, okay.
It's asking for.
I knew we couldn't just automatically pick it then, but, let's see. We submitted the application for the earmark, from Representative Wertz, on the 13th, and we're just waiting to hear back on it. For Monte Carlo and Rapallo Court, which is the little stub off of Monte Carlo, we sent out letters again, certified letters to all the residents or all the property holders, just get their opinion. Are they willing to? They want to see a special assessment to pave that whole section. I guess we're currently at about 60% of people saying that they're in favor of it. I believe the township isn't really interested until we get to at least 80%, I think what they said. So we're waiting to get those back in from everybody and see where we end up. More to come on that one. The curb sweeping bids are out. We're scheduled to open them on the 27th because that's the board meeting that got pushed to Friday.
Yeah.
We're still working with the property owners and everything for that 1 acre lot on Pittsburgh Road. We had the county surveyor go out and do a basic survey. So now we're gonna try to meet with the property owners, the surveyor, and us out there so they understand how they're questioning how the surveyor came up with his stakes and stuff. So we're gonna try to meet out there and hash it all out and see what we can get to.